Pokemon is a beloved series many of us grew up playing, but it has always been a pretty easy game, where I've typically taken one Pokemon, over-leveled it, and sweeped through the entire game. Annihilate, I'm looking at you. So what if I made it not so easy? How so? Well, with a Nuzlocke, of course. The most basic rules of a Nuzlocke are as follows. 1. I can only catch the first Pokemon I encounter in each route. 2. I must nickname my Pokemon so that I will grow more attached to them. And 3. If my Pokemon faints, it is gone forever. I have a few more rules to make it more challenging, but I will go over those later. Why Pokemon Emerald? Gen 3 is my absolute favorite gen, and it reminds me of good times. So let us begin. Professor Birch is in trouble, so let's pick up the best starter ever. We're gonna name you Skeeter. We need to change our options to set. Uh-oh. This makes it so that I no longer have a free switch-in available after knocking out an opponent's Pokemon. Now to have a pretty impressive battle with our rival. It is battle time against May. Oh yeah, it's time. And what do you think we're gonna do next? He got a crit? Wait, you gotta be kidding me. So, I didn't even know you could lose this battle. This is the first time I've seen this. Anyways, I actually beat May with back-to-back crits, get Birch's balls, and now the run has officially started. Who's our first Pokemon gonna be? A Wurmple. What name did I decide to give this little guy? Suckbutt, cause he sucks butts. I also catch a Zigzagoon, which I forget to nickname, so I throw it away. And then I run into this trainer, Tiana. She has a Shroomish, and I'm about to get KO'd. Yeah, already, forcing me to switch out to my level 2 Suckbutt. I'm ready to restart the game and try again. A critical hit? Oh, I'm screwed. His tackle missed. I need to get one more tackle off. Wait, he should survive this. Okay, won the speed tie for once, and a crit, oh my gosh. And there goes Suckbutt. He actually saved our Mudkip. Man, that was a close one. Through a series of events which could be called a miracle, Suckbutt comes in clutch. So he deserves a proper farewell. You know, I never gave him the credit that he deserved. Suckbutt, you will be missed. See ya, friend. Suckbutt, cause he sucks butts. Okay, won the speed tie for once, and a crit, oh my gosh. And there goes Suckbutt. Wait, what? Get out of here. Why does Suckbutt keep coming back? Okay, I changed my mind, I hate you. I hate you! Well, it turns out Suckbutt is really stubborn, so, I named the graveyard after him. Anyways, I catch a Lotad named Wumbo, a Meryl named Blue Cheese, and a Talo who will be called Flappers. I go on to level Skeeter and Flappers to level 15, and you might think, that's a weirdly specific level, and you'd be correct. This Nuzlocke would be way too easy, so I am level capping my Pokemon. Since the next gym leader Roxanne's highest level Pokemon is her Nosepass at level 15, I am restricted to that level until I defeat her. The same will go on for every gym leader, including the Elite Four. So it's time to take on our first gym leader, the Rock-type user, Roxanne. She has 2 Geodudes and a nose, so Mudkip should easily sweep through with his super effective water typing. A single water gun takes out both Geodudes with ease, and we just have our ace, Nosepass, to deal with. I assumed this would be an easy fight, but Nosepass was pretty tanky, and on top of that, Roxanne was spamming potions. Dang, he's tanky. I've restricted myself from using items in battle, so that puts me at a disadvantage. I just barely managed to KO Nosepass with a measly 9 HP remaining. Maybe I'll take the next gym a little more seriously. Skeeter evolved through his wonderful efforts, and we claimed our stone badge. We head off to the nearby route and run into another Talo, which introduces the duplicate clause. Since we've already caught a Talo before, I can try again until I run into a Pokemon I haven't caught before. And I ran into a Whismur. Okay, whatever. We then run into Uncle Bridie, who wants to play Findest Pico. So we go into a dark cave with him. We also get a second chance at Whismur, and we name him Boss Man. We go to see another old man, who lets us play with his device, then have an easy run-in with our rival, only equipped with a level 13 Wingull and a level 15 Trico. Mr. Briney takes us and his Pico alone to an island. What a nice old guy. This takes us to Dewford Town, where the second gym happens to be. We fish up Megamind and catch another flying type. And now we're ready for the second gym. We are up against the fighting gym leader, Brawly, capped at level 19. And luckily, I have a flying type who can counter their whole team. My Tailo is 1 level under, but he should be fine. You gotta be kidding me, dude. Flappers died to Makuhita? Unfortunately, I was underprepared and faced the consequences. Skeeter comes in for revenge and wins us our knuckle badge, but at a cost. He will forever remain a little flapper. Now you die. Forever. And the Tailo, who will be called Flappers. Goodbye, Flappers. After that day, everything changed. From that day forward, I made a promise to Flappers to give it my best. After a hard training session, we relax with the old man and his boat again, and find ourselves headed towards Slateport City. Team Aqua is causing trouble here, but we only have to fight a couple grunts, and we take them out pretty easily. We catch a Minun that I named Pooh, and then we face off against May again. And just like that, we reach Mauville City, home to the Electric-type gym. We pick up Snoofs and head for our next big battle. So once again, I'm relying on one Pokemon this time. And it's Skeeter again. You might think Skeeter is a water type. This is a horrible matchup for him. Normally you would be right, but since he evolved, he picked up the ground typing, which happens to be— Oh no! Now why did Voltorb self-destruct at full HP? It is a strong move, but it instantly KOs the user. From this battle, it seems like the AI is smarter than I thought. Kind of. Voltorb has 4 moves, 2 electric moves, which I'm completely immune to, 1 rock move that I resist, and then self-destruct that deals normal damage. No electric moves are used for the entire battle, despite all his Pokemon being electric types, so I can assume the AI will opt for the most effective move type. This is really good information to have if I want to keep my Pokemon alive. The rest of the battle goes pretty smoothly until I run into his ace, Manectric. Oh my gosh! I luck out here immensely by not dying to an unfortunate critical strike. Every single gym battle has been too close or over the line so far. I need to be careful in the future. Despite the close calls, we defeat Gym Leader Watson and obtain our Dynamo badge. This is the part of the game where you make this unnecessarily long journey for plot purposes, and we pick up a few friends along the way. And this brings up another rule, Zangoose. I love this Pokemon so much, I made an exception to— What do you mean you can't catch a Zangoose in this game? It's Gen 3. Yeah, very funny. Don't call this number again, you idiot. Yeah, I can't wait for a battle either. Bye, Dad. He thinks he's such a funny guy. Anyways, let's just check our Pokedex. Zangoose should be spawning here in Route 114. Wait, what the fuck? My favorite Pokemon is uncatchable in this game? Are you serious? Whatever. Let's just make our way to the 4th gym. This gym maze took me way longer than I'd like to admit, but we finally made it here to the Fire Gym Leader, Flannery. Capped at level 29, she has all fire types. And what do you know, they're all weak to Skeeter's water typing again. But I also have 2 more water types in the back this time. Skeeter KOs Numel and Slugma with ease. Then I switch to Azumarill to get rid of Camerupt. He goes toe-to-toe with Torkoal, so I send out Megamind for the last hit. Uh-oh. Oh no! Shit! Well, Tentacool gets KO'd for his underwhelming damage, but that's alright, we still end up with our heat badge. May gives us access to the desert, so we delete Megamind and go on to catch Onion. And this ball toy decides to play Sudoku instead. There's nothing standing in our way for the next gym, besides needing a plan. Our dad is the 5th gym leader, with a team of normal types. This isn't too bad except one thing, this beast. Slaking is scary, and one of, if not the strongest Pokemon in the game. He is so strong that he has to be nerfed by the ability Truant, which makes it so he can only use a move every other turn. Besides being a complete powerhouse, he has the move Counter, which reflects physical damage back at the attacker. Now, what the heck is physical damage in this game? I had to look it up. Nowadays, each individual move has an indicator that displays if the move is physical or special. Apparently it works way differently in Pokemon Emerald. Back then, physical and special attacks were split into types. These types all belong in the physical category, and these types all belong in the special. With this information, I came up with a plan, although it may not be the best. Here's our dad, Norman, capped with a Slaking at level 31. We first send in Chump to beat down his weaker Pokemon. His fighting type has the super effective advantage over all of his normal types. Now here comes the big and scary Slaking. I immediately switch to Blue Cheese to tank his first attack, and then use this opportunity to switch in Pooh safely, since Slaking will be loafing around on the next turn. Pooh just has one job, land the Thunder Wave and get the hell out. We outspeed to paralyze Slaking, and then we hope for the best. Uh-oh, please survive. And we lost him, but he got the paralyze off. Pooh dies, but we were expecting this. So now we throw Skeeter out to spam growls to lower Slaking's attack. Not only does Slaking have a crazy attack stat, but his physical move Facade will likely deal a crazy amount of damage if I'm not careful. It takes quite a bit of time, but we fully lower Slaking's attack as far as possible, and chip away at his health while remembering not to use any physical moves every other turn to avoid his counter attack. At the cost of our beloved Pooh, we defeat our father and obtain our 5th badge. Our box is starting to look pretty empty, so let's go catch some more. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Come on. Okay, we definitely gotta catch some more. Oh my gosh. Okay, we catch some Pokemon. Survivor and Nanners to be exact. Team Aqua is causing trouble at the Weather Institute, so we trash them and get rewarded with some weird guy named Balls. May gets jealous, so we have to show her who's boss. And then we find one more very special encounter. Oddish! Oh my gosh. Perfect. We catch her and name her Ace. After a little more side questing, we make our way to the 4-Tree City Gym, home to the flying types. Once again, I'm worried about the Ace. This time, Winona's Altaria. It has a pretty strong moveset, including Dragon Dance, which increases its speed and attack by 1 stage. Luckily, I think I have the perfect Pokemon to counter this. Solrock, a Pokemon I've never used before. Not only does he resist flying type moves, but he also has the ability Levitate, which makes him immune to ground type moves completely. On top of this, although it may be unnecessary, I also taught him the ability Cosmic Power to raise my defense if he starts getting out of control with Dragon Dance. So let us begin. We start off by one-shotting Swablu with Rock Throw. I then switch to Golbat to tank the Sunny Day Solar Beam combo from Tropius to get an easy kill. Pelipper is quad weak to Electric, so Manectric got an easy KO. And here comes Altaria. I wasn't sure what the AI would do, but it starts spamming Dragon Dance, so I reciprocate by spamming Cosmic Power to boost my defenses. Note, if Solrock goes down here, I'm absolutely screwed, since Altaria can sweep the rest of my team with their max attack and speed boosts. I start hitting back with Rock Throws and I take him out easily, but the crit might have mattered. Skarmory comes out and gives me a harder time than I thought, getting Solrock and Golbat to low health thanks to Winona's use of Hyper Potions. But with the help of my team, we managed to take her out cleanly, with all of our members intact, and we claim our Feather Badge. I gotta be honest, I'm feeling pretty good after this battle. With 2 gyms to go, we push forward, picking up a Ghost-type Spoopy and a super annoying Pelipper. Dude, this Pelipper took forever to catch, so much so that I decided not to nickname him at all. We also caught this cute little guy. I ended up getting a little lost, and unfortunately Survive didn't actually, Dude, you gotta be kidding me. I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, Team Magma's trying to control some ancient lizard thing, and I'll be honest, I got a little complacent here. Unaware, I showed up underleveled to fight the big Team Magma boss Maxie, and I definitely paid the price for it. No! Farewell, Mr. Keys. On the bright side, I caught Bob-omb and also slapped Team Aqua around a little bit, which brings us to Moss Deep City, home to the 2 psychic gym leaders, Tate and Liza. That's right, it's a double battle. They only have 4 Pokemon, but they are all around the same level. I couldn't come up with much of a plan other than leading with Lump and Onion, since they both have the ability Levitate. Why is this important? Some moves work differently in double battles, and Claydol takes advantage of this with the move Earthquake. In double battles, it doesn't just hit one Pokemon, but every single other Pokemon on the battlefield, including their own. Their other 3 Pokemon have ground-type immunity, so I guess I wanted to join the party. Let's do this. The plan with Solrock is to spam Rock Slide, since it hits both opponents' Pokemon. And Vibrava has Crunch, which is super effective against their psychic typing. We start off with decent damage and— oh no! So Skeeter comes out, and we take down Xatu with another Rock Slide. Fortunately for us, Rock Slide has a chance to flinch both opponents, and our fully evolved Skeeter has the move Surf, which isn't only a powerful move, but also hits both opponents as well. Both their Solrock and Claydol get to really low health, but are fully healed by Hyper Potions. Wombo did a great job, but I chose to sack him for a free switch in. Snoofs has the super effective Dark typing, so I'm hoping he can deal big damage here. And he does, by taking out the enemy's Solrock to bring in their last Pokemon. I really can't risk switching in, so Snoofs also goes down. They use a third freaking Hyper Potion, which I don't know why, but I thought they could only use 2 for some reason. Skeeter, who's been outputting massive damage, really carries the team here, and KOs the last 2 Pokemon. We lost 3 good boys this day, but we managed to come out on top and receive our hardest earned badge yet. The Mind Badge. What the hell was that all about? Now, where were we? Yeah, we've made it to the 8th and final gym, led by the water gym leader, Hoenn. I don't have a particular strategy going into this one, besides bringing Ace and Babam to help counter their water typing. I'm pretty confident that they will carry this fight for me, so we start by leading with Babam, who KOs Love Disc with an easy Thunderbolt. He then sends out Whiscash, who is quad weak to grass, so we switch to Ace and Petal Dance on him. This move does cause Vileplume to get confused, so I thought beforehand to equip her with a Person Berry to immediately snap her out of it. Celio gets Vileplume low, so we switch to Swampert to finish him off. He also takes out the pretty underwhelming Crawdon. And then comes his ace Pokemon, Kingdra. We manage to lower him down to 1 HP, but have to switch out because Hyper Potions. And this is where things get a little weird. Kingdra starts spamming Double Team to raise his evasiveness, so I get the bright idea to start spamming Howl to raise my attack. 1 Hyper Beam at this point would one-shot him, but I keep missing. While relatively safe, I do cut it pretty close by surviving with only 7 HP, but luckily Bossman manages to land a Hyper Beam and KO his last Pokemon. And with that, we defeat the final gym leader and proudly obtain our final badge. With all 8 badges in hand, we make our way to Victory Road, but we make a couple of stops along the way, picking up Splooch and Bouncy. I run into some Wally guy that claims to know me, and then I encounter a perfect addition to my Elite Four team. Dude, no, are you serious? Unfortunately, I didn't capture him though. As ready as I'll ever be, there was one final obstacle standing in my way. A gauntlet of battles against some of the strongest trainers in all of Hoenn. With my limited knowledge in Pokemon, I choose a team to the best of my abilities, and begin my hardest challenge yet. The Elite Four. Starting with the Dark-type user, Sydney. I lead with Skeeter to land a couple easy Brick Breaks and KO his Mightyena. Being quad weak to grass, I switch an Ace, and utilize my new Sunny Day Solar Beam combo. Not only does Sunny Day make Solar Beam a one-turn move, but it also increases Ace's speed due to her ability Chlorophyll, which raises her speed in the sunlight. Bossman comes out, but has a hard time taking on Shiftry, so I switch back to Skeeter. Shiftry makes the mistake of using Swagger, which raises my attack, but also confuses me. I came prepared with a Person Berry, so I basically got a free attack boost, and proceed to KO him with Ice Beam. Thanks to Shiftry, Skeeter is able to one-shot both Crawdon and Absol for an easy victory. Now for the Ghost user, Phoebe. I lead with Ace's Solar Beam Sunny Day combo to take out her first 2 Pokemon. Bouncy comes in and proceeds to miss 2 Blizzards. It is a hugely inaccurate move, so it's my fault for taking my chances. Bossman comes in to throw Shadow Balls, but right here I know I will survive another attack, but unfortunately it happened. My opponent got a crit, and now I'm permanently down 1 Pokemon for the rest of the fight. Skeeter comes in to clean up and knock out Phoebe's remaining Pokemon to get our second victory. Up next is arguably the strongest Elite Four member of them all, the Ice-type user, Glacia. Once again, I lead with Skeeter, this time equipped with a Citrus Berry, and spam Brick Break to knock out her first 3 Pokemon. It looks like I'm ready to KO her second Glalie, but I have to switch out. This Glalie has Explosion, and it's about to deal massive damage. The only Pokemon I have that I think can tank this is Bouncy, so I switch him in. And oh man, is that scary. But you know what's scarier? Glacia's Walrein. He has Sheer Cold, which is a 30% accuracy move that instantly kills the opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, that exists. And what do you know? He lands it, and Bouncy is KO'd. Bob-omb comes in for the quick cleanup, but now I'm down to 4 Pokemon to win my next 2 battles. Drake, the Dragon-type user, is up, and you think, Dragons, man, that's gonna be a tough one to beat. I kid you not, Swampert sweeps his entire team thanks to his Ice Beam and his Citrus Berry, which brings us to our last battle. Every trainer up until now has had 5 Pokemon, and the champion has a full team of 6. This is it. We're up against the Water-type user Wallace, the last thing standing in our way. We lead off this battle with good ol' Ace, and I could be in trouble here since Wailord has Rain Dance, another weather effect move. Using a weather move will cancel out any existing weather effects on the battlefield, so if he cancels mine out, I'm screwed. Luckily enough, Wailord is faster, so he starts out with the Rain Dance, but I quickly cancel it out with Sunny Day. On top of that, thanks to my Chlorophyll ability, I go first on the next turn and one-shot him with Solar Beam. Vileplume eats an Ice Beam from Milotic and gets the KO. Being the last battle, I can sacrifice as many Pokemon as I want, so I sack Ace into Bob-omb to finish off Tentacruel. I don't know why, but Wallace sends out Gyarados, which is quad weak to Electric, so he goes down in one shot. I sack Bob-omb into Skeeter and then decide to switch to Pelipper to keep Skeeter alive. The opponent's Whiscash goes down, and this is it. The very last Pokemon of the run. Ludicolo. He uses Double Team to prevent me from hitting him, which would normally be problematic, but I have Aerial Ace, which is a move that can never miss. It takes a few shots, but just like that, Ludicolo goes down, and I emerge victorious, with Skeeter standing by my side. Not only did I do it for me, but for all of the friends that I've lost along the way. I must be the best Nuzlocker in the world, is what I would say, but this is a rather bittersweet ending. You see, this victory happened on my first attempt, in a different universe. Sadly, Glacia ended my run not once, not even twice, but 3 times thanks to her exploding Glalie and her sack of blubber nuggets. There is also another universe where I beat the Elite Four, but recorded the wrong screen. No way, no way, no way! Holy crap! You see, I failed Flappers in this universe, but somewhere out there he is still roaming free, with his other flapping buddies, just flapping away. Despite losing, I wouldn't have it any other way. I thought this would be an easy playthrough, and I got humbled, multiple times. And it gives me a new sense of appreciation, not only for the game, but for all of the others who put so much effort into making Pokemon one of the best franchises to ever exist in this universe, and in the next. Thank you all for watching. Hit subscribe, or leave a comment because I absolutely love reading them. And more importantly, I hope you have a good rest of your day, or night, or whatever they call it in the universe where the sun has been replaced by baked beans. See you later.